cyber attackers. But let's just go back to the story we're talking about, Sunitha.
Yes, the story that Vasundhara Raje may have ordered phone taps, over 100 phones being tapped. In fact, that was let out by a senior police officer who said today that the authorization had come from the previous chief minister.
ये नई सरकार ने भी अपनी चिंता व्यक्त की है इस विषय में। उनके पास कुछ ऐसी जानकारियां थी कि ये आशंका व्यक्त की गई थी कि कुछ लोगों के अवैध तरीके से फ़ोन टैप किए गए हैं। तो इसके विषय में कई मीटिंग्स में भी और हमको कहा गया है कि इस विषय में क्या वस्तुस्थिति है बताई जाए। तो हमने सारे सर्विस प्रोवाइडर से भी इसकी जानकारी चाहिए, तो उन्होंने कहा कि काफ़ी मामलों में अभी तक भी सक्षम अधिकारी की स्वीकृति उनको नहीं मिली है। तो इस विषय में हमको उनकी जो केसेज पेंडिंग है और हमारे यहाँ से जो रिक्वेस्ट किए गए थे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सर्वेलेंस की, उसके बारे में जांच कर रहे हैं।
Well, Harsha now joins us for more on this story from Jaipur. Harsha, these allegations surfacing for the first time just on the basis of this police officer's allegations?
Just for the record, let me say we don't know who really ordered these phones to be tapped. But obviously it was done by someone very senior, either in the bureaucracy or in the government. So that's that for the record. But what the ADG has today told us is that when Mr. Gehlot took office, he wanted to get to the bottom of the fact that phones were being tapped. Now, these theories were flying around in Jaipur for a long time. And he entrusted this entire investigation to ADG Crime, Kanhaiya Lal Bairwa, whose bite you just heard right now. And what he has told us is that when they wrote to service providers and they said, please give us details of the phones that you're tapping, the service providers gave them a list of 100 phones that they were tapping without legal permission. So really the question is that why did the Home Secretary not issue permission for them? Now the government is trying to tabulate this with the Home Secretary, but so far they've got 100 phones which were being tapped and no written permission was given for them. So I think that really raises a lot of questions about what was really happening here.
Right, as you're pointing out, Harsha, we don't know whether it's the bureaucracy or in fact politicians of the last government that were involved, but do we know who these 100 people whose phones were tapped were? Harsha, can you hear us?
Well, yes, what we're really trying to say, yes, I can hear you. Could you just repeat your question, please?
Harsha, we were just asking you, do we know who these 100 people whose phones were tapped were?
No, we don't know that. In fact, we asked Mr. Kanhaiya Lal Bairwa to tell us, and he did say very categorically that bureaucrats and politicians. He said that on record, but he hasn't named anybody. And you know, we've had a lot of people, we've had in the past that time leader of the opposition from the Congress, Mr. B.D. Kalla, go on record in the Vadhan Sabha saying that his phones were tapped. And we've also had former ministers from the Vasundhara government raise these allegations indirectly that their phones were being tapped by their own government.
Right, Harsha, so this is a story that we'll be tracking very closely as those questions emerge. Thanks for that update from Jaipur.